what's worse? Is it worse where it's like kind of a pretty like established thing like 3D printing and people are asking questions that the answer is widely available online, or somebody asking very specifics about a niche thing that they've done zero research on? Like someone being like, I would like to build, you know, this thing. How do I do it? Or like, you know, like, sorry, detergent guy. You know, I want to, you know, what was the question even? Like, how do I make a detergent? Or I want to find a detergent. You guys like didn't really even, it was such a vague question that you like didn't even know where to start answering. Like, what's worse, the vague question where they haven't honed in at all on a specific that you could actually help them with, or something where there's already like a ton of information online where it's like the only answer you'll give them is something that you could find in a forum or a similar question somewhere else? Like, I don't know what's worse.
I would say, to be fair, I think the big thing is like after just making videos for a long time, working on projects, I've built a whole, like, I guess, process that I don't even think about how to research it and then how to actually do it. Whereas I feel a lot of these people, they're kind of, when they think about the whole process, it's overwhelming. So the first step is just asking somebody for help. It feels like the easiest thing to get started, but then the person you're asking help from is like, well, I can't just tell you a sentence that's going to fix your life. Like, you kind of need to do all this base level research. So they're just kind of stuck.
That's a really interesting thought, because we're also honed into this kind of scientific approach to a problem. People who maybe never did that during their education life and things like that never really experienced researching something and trying to come up with a problem and how to properly do that. So maybe we shouldn't feel too bad about that.
I think I feel bad about feeling bad because I've been in this situation. Like, I remember when I was a kid, I'd get Popular Science magazines, rest in peace. I mean, they still make them, but nobody gets them. I also realize now, like, kind of how, like, you know, like the I fucking love science sort of things. Like, Popular Science is like pretty, like, it's not great really looking back at it now. Like, it's a lot of garbage. Popular Science is definitely responsible for the, you know, where am I flying cars shit. But there was a section where it'd be like projects or things you could do. And one of them was this guy who had made this phone charger, and it was a 5-volt regulator and a 9-volt battery. Like, literally, it was 9-volt battery, 5-volt regulator, USB plug. And so it was like a portable. It was like a battery, like a portable battery bank that you could charge your phone with. And I was like, oh my god, like I could build that. So I ordered one for who knows how much it was, like, you know, $10. It's an absolute ripoff. And I put it together, and I think I killed my dad's iPod. No, I think I know that I killed my dad's iPod. And I definitely killed my dad's iPod.
Well, why don't they label the legs on the 7805?
Dude,
that's bullshit. You know, you swap it around, ruin everything.
This gets worse. Oh shit, I forgot. This story gets worse. Oh shit. Oh shit, this is embarrassing. So you know, how do you mess up putting together a 5-volt regulator circuit, right? Because it's what you put voltage on one side and then the regulated power comes out the other. Like, I mean, Jesus Christ. And I was like, I think I needed like a resistor or something. And I was like, okay, so there's like a 5-volt regulator, 9-volt battery, and the USB port. So it's like, maybe the reason it's not working is because I have the wrong resistor. So I'm like, what's the resistance of a USB port?
Yes.
So I'm like at my grandma's house, and I think my step grandpa had a multimeter. I think I borrowed the multimeter, and I shove it into the USB port, and I killed my grandma's computer.
You were trying to measure the resistance of your grandma's computer's USB port with a multimeter.
I was like 12, and all the internet had at that point was Neopets and porn.
And Neopets porn.
Well, that's all I could find, at least. And I'm like, why has no one answered? But, so I can imagine. I remember sending the guy an email, too. I was like, I don't even remember what the email was, but I can imagine it being something like, it's not working. Like, what's the resistance of a USB port? Which is exactly the kind of email I can imagine getting now. And be thinking that this kid did zero research and then realized that, well, not only did the kid do zero research, but the kid had no idea even how to do the research, but he's trying to figure it out and has nobody in his life who is willing to even give him the basics of it. Like, have you ever been in a situation where you want to ask a question, but you don't even know how to ask the question? And I think that the frustrations that we have is just as like forward-facing people, experts in what people, like we're just accessible. And so they come to us. And so it's like, it's a very large amount of people kind of asking those questions. And I think it just gets a little bit tiring.